Hello friends, Glade back another Punishing Grey Raven video today, and I get to do one of my favorite videos of each patch, which is no scripting, no re-recording, no testing for hours and hours in training mode. I just get to click the roll button and rap with y'all for a little bit, and I like these because it gives me a break and I just get to talk off the cuff. I don't have to think too hard about it, and I'm a big fan of that because I just spent a whole lot of hours on a Bianca guide, which a whole bunch of you have clicked. I think it's the fastest I've ever gotten to 1,000 views on a guide, so thank you for that. I really appreciate it, and so far it seems like it's helping a lot of people out. There's a couple things I've corrected in a pinned comment on that guide, so definitely check that if something isn't adding up, and I'm sure there'll be at least a couple of other things I missed or need minor corrections, but more importantly, we're here to gamble, so let's do some gambling. For those of you who've never watched my roll videos before, I do keep a spreadsheet for my own masochistic needs. Basically, I just like to see where I average out on a character, so I always go for triple S, the character's weapon, and their cub, and that's pretty much good enough for me, and I'll occasionally take a character to triple S3 or something if I really like them, or if the kit really it's fun to play for me or whatnot. But this is where I set the baseline, so we're gonna go make some rolls for Bianca, her weapon, and her cub, and have ourselves a time doing it. What kind of time? I don't know. Watch for another 8 to 10 minutes and we'll find out. But let's start with the less exciting stuff. Go get our cub and all that good stuff. So let us fire away. Hopefully y'all's rolls went well. How did we do last time? With DMC, we got out pretty far. We're actually on a really good run here. Our last three have all been quite discounted, so I kind of expect to take it on the chin today. That would fit the normal narrative for how this stuff goes. Alright, so there's our cub. And right on time. Okay, cool. Less interesting part out of the way. I might pick up another copy of that later. We'll see. I definitely have the cub cards if I want it. Alright, let's go get a weapon. So, we need the whip sword. I think this is one of the coolest looking weapons they've done in a minute. I'm obviously, if you know anything about me, I'm a big Castlevania fan, so seeing a whip sword is always down. I'm never going to be mad when we get to channel Ivy from Soul Calibur into PGR. That's a good time. So, I do think the whip sword animations... Alright, well that was quick. Off the bat, or am I just whiffing? Are we activating calibration? Let's find out. Where was that one? Like 9? Hey. Easy game. Alright, so that was 2 10 pulls for the cub, which is 5k, and then another 10 pull for the weapon, and we're already done there. Nice. Alright. Well, we're getting at least some semblance of a discount, so can't hate that. Cannot hate that at all. Alright. Time for the real work to begin. So we're at 7,500. Let the real stuff go off. As I was saying, Bianca's refulgence animations, I think, are actually the more pretty of the two sets. At least with what little I was able to play around with her. I think the ultimate definitely looks more impactful when she's in Radiance mode with the whip sword compared to the dark mode, but I also think they're really trying something very different with how they split up the elemental effects. I'm curious to see if this is going to be the gold standard going forward. If we're always going to have the characters split into 2 different kits, or if they're going to go back to activating an elemental effect. I don't know. It'll be interesting, but clearly this is an experimental character for them. I think this is where they're trying some new design theory ideas and just messing around and seeing what sticks. So it should be interesting to see where we end up as we wind down the global sync with this final patch. All right, first copy of Bianca going to pity. That is perfectly fine. I expect nothing less. 8 on the dot. Yes, sir. Okay. So 1 copy out of the way. So that is 15k more. I'm going to add this in because I'll forget. Because I'm old and your memory gets bad when you're old. I'd say don't get old, but, you know, the alternative ain't great either. So I guess, you know, take your pick. All right. Copy 2. Let the games begin. I said, I've had a run of pretty incredible luck lately, so if we go to pity on all 4 copies, I certainly have absolutely no room to complain this time. That'll be okay. This is why I have a budget. It's also why I do PGR content, because Kuro helps fund my budget for being a filthy whale. But hey, there we go. There's an early one. Cool. All right. Already a nominal discount. We'll take it. No suspense because it's already... Well, I didn't mean to skip the whole thing, but whatever. Second copy. So that was 1, 2, 3... Let me look. Was that 3 more 10 pulls? So... Yes. Okay. Cool. That's not bad. So 7,500 more in the queue. Or 30K total. That's not bad. Only need 2 more. It means the absolute worst is 60K. 60K is a 20K discount. So I will be very okay if that's our only early copy. Any early copy is a good copy. But at the same time, it's nice. This is one of the things I really like about PGR is that you truly can budget and know exactly how much you're going to have to pull. As long as you're doing this banner, you know, I'm sure you all know it by now, but if for some reason you're watching the roll video and you're new to PGR from the DMC collab or whatnot, you don't ever do Fate. Just don't ever do Fate. It is the Omega trap. Even the whales don't like doing Fate banner because nothing good comes from pulling on the Fate banner. Unless you just like igniting orange cards on fire for the fun of it. Which, I mean, you know, I'm not going to tell you how you live your life. It's your money. Alright, one more chance for an early, and then we'll go for the final one. Okay. Pulling the distance. Like I said, if we end up at 60K total, that is not bad at all. Absolutely nothing to complain about. Especially since we have another S rank that as far as I can tell, Veronica is going to be paid. So... as far as I know, this will be a double S rank patch. It's just going to be a couple of weeks before that happens. All right, so 15K more. We're at 45 total. And one more round. We'll see if we get another early one, but if not, 60K will leave me more than happy. Let's see. So what else do I need to get taken care of? I need to get Discord built with the shards so I can start messing with her a little bit. I don't know if I'll do a full guide on Discord just because if I'm going to do a guide, it requires me to do it right because I'm OCD like that and I just don't like half-assing guides and stuff. So if there's enough interest, I could start doing guides for A ranks, but I'll have to find the time, obviously, because that will take some extra effort and I would want to make sure I do it right. So... But definitely something I'll consider with once the global sync is over and we're not getting multiple patches per, per new patch. It's just one thing. When we get our next, actual A rank patch where it is an A rank and nothing else, then I think it'd probably be more than fair to start doing guides. All right. So, to pity on all but one, but that's okay. That's 60 grand total. I do not hate that. So, let me grab the old spreadsheet here, put it in, make it official. Not bad. We will take it. So, to this date, Luna still has my biggest discount of almost 40K, and Nanami was the least kind we've had so far. Kind of funny, if you think about it, considering the extremes of these two characters when it comes to the lore, so... amusing there, but okay, cool. Roll's done. I need to get this character built, and I need to practice more so I can do rotations and all that fun stuff, and I need to go do Warzone, because I ain't done it yet. I spent all week making a guide. Funny how that works. But anyway, hope your rolls went well. Hope you were enjoying the new patch. If you have any questions on Bianca, of course, feel free to leave those in the guide. If you have any questions in general, leave those in any comment you want. If you want to do all the YouTube nonsense, like, comment, subscribe. You always know, it's always appreciated, never necessary around these parts. But I'm going to go get Bianca built, mess around, and then I have a busy weekend ahead of me with both PGR and just streaming in general. So if you want to drop by the stream, I'll be streaming all weekend, twitch.tv/Clage. That is my full-time job. I will be streaming PGR again at some point. I didn't get to this week between the guide and the sudden jump scare with Veronica being in this patch and all this stuff, but I will be streaming PGR at least once a week, and maybe more if enough people are interested in dropping by and want to see me do more stuff. But I'll get all your all's hair. I already just took about an hour and 20 of your minutes for a guide, so no reason to take another bunch of them rolling on characters, right? So anyway, y'all take care, be good, enjoy the weekend, and best of luck on your polls if you haven't polled yet, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.